guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be wrenching on my 21 Road Glide Special. If you clicked on this video, chances are you want to see how a front suspension spring slash cartridge kit is disassembled and reassembled in a 21 or just a Harley touring bike in general. This is going to be a 49mm kit. As you guys know, about a year ago I put 13-inch rear shocks from Fox on my Road Glide, and I absolutely love those shocks. A year later and about 7,000 give or take miles later, rear shocks are still working flawlessly from Fox. No complaints whatsoever. The only complaints that I could possibly have is now I feel the front suspension and what that is lacking. So that is why I got a Fox cartridge kit to throw up front. So without me blabbing on too much, let's go check out the box and let's get this bike ripped apart and reassembled so we can get out and ride. So voila, there is the Fox box. Don't take too much into how nasty this box looks. You can thank UPS for that. So moving right along, we got sticker, some instruction manual that I already looked into, got some Fox oil for the forks for when we get to that point. We got the left side spring, the left side dampening post, some negative springs if you have a 2014 to 2016 bike, which obviously I have a 21, so I'll just be reusing the stock ones. We got a cap for the top of the left side cartridge or spring. We got a spacer, another little washer, and then of course we have the right side cartridge kit. So that is what comes in this kit. So I went with this is technically Fox Grip Street Performance front cartridge kit. Originally I was going to go with just the spring kit that Fox offers, mostly because of the price point, and I've heard great things of just changing the front springs. However, that just seems to be out of stock consistently unless I want to lower my bike, but I don't want to do that, so I just went with the cartridge kit because, like I said, they had it in stock and they had it on sale. Now this is considered the heavy duty springs. I also have the heavy duty rear shocks from Fox, and those have worked tremendously for me. And the reason I went with the heavy duty set was because I talked to the fine folks over at Fox, and even though it is for like a rider slash passenger or luggage weight of 240 pounds plus, and I don't weigh that, but I just wanted to, if I'm gonna spend the money, I want to have that extra ruggedness. That way, if I ever do two up on the bike or ever, go on a trip and I load the crap out of my bike, I don't want it to be, soft. I'd rather have it be rigid. And if you're from Eastern PA, you know what these roads are like with these massive potholes. So I need a heavy duty suspension. But enough of me rambling. Let's get a wrenching. All right. So first things first, I'm gonna be working on taking my axle nut covers off so I can work on then getting the calipers off, get the axle out, get the wheel out, get the fender off. So those are going to be my next few steps. So I actually think I'm going to take the front fender off first. That way, when I go to jack up the bike to take the front wheel off, I don't have to jack it up as far. Now with the calipers off, the front fender off, now we can work on getting our pinch clamp bolt loosened up, and then get the axle out, get the bike jacked up a little bit more, and get the front wheel off. Leave that loose for right now. Okay, and just like that, I got the axle out. I just got to remove this and get the wheel out. Okay, I ran into a little issue. My GoPro overheated. The only thing I did in the time that it took the GoPro to cool down, which I figured you guys would be cool with, is I just took my gauge cluster off. I was right at the point where I was gonna show you the 3 Allen screws that have to get broken free for the fork to come free. One of them is right up here at the top of the triple tree. And then the other 2 are at the midway point right there. So I believe those are the only 3 Allens on both sides. As you can see, top of the triple tree there. And then the midway point again. That is the only thing that is keeping our forks from coming free. I guess if you wanted to, you could take these bell housings off. I think a lot of people just leave them on. I'm gonna try to leave them on. Let's go make it happen. All right, so I loosened up those 3 pinch clamps, got the left side fork out. However, we ran into a slight issue. So I completely underestimated how big this hex was gonna be. I mean, that's my index finger, look at that. From what I can see on the internet, they're calling that a 33 millimeter hex. I don't have anything close to that big in hex. So for right now, we are at a standstill until I can either shout out to some friends and hope that they have some, or have to try to make like a Harbor Freight run or something just to get a tool to get the job done. But until then, we're at a standstill. All right, so picking back up, I was able to find some tools to get the fork apart. So as you see, I have all the stock components sitting in the oil pan here. The only parts we're gonna be reusing is that bottom spacer and then that negative spring. But real quick, I have the drain plug out of the bottom of the fork. So right now, what we're gonna be doing is we have the Fox set up here. We're gonna be taking this dampening post with the negative spring slid on the bottom, kind of like so. We're gonna slide this in the fork, reinstall that screw, because you're gonna need a wrench and extension to hold this in place while you do such, and torque that back to the manufacturer torque settings, which is 30 to 37 foot-pounds per my service manual. And then after that is done, we can then drop the spring back in on top, and it should sit like so. And then we will reinstall that spacer on top of the spring, and then the Fox supplied spacer. And then in between there, we're gonna have to add some fluid back in, which we're using Fox's oil, and they're calling for 450 milliliters, but that's what we'll be doing right now. All right, so we had the dampening post put in with the negative spring. We torqued that to specification. We dropped the new Fox spring in, the stock spacer, and then the supplied Fox spacer, and then we put the top cap on and we torqued that down, which the top cap is 22 to 59 foot-pounds. So now that the left side fork is all put back together, we can reinstall it in the bike. All right, so the fork is back in. I'll drop a picture up on the screen with the actual measurements of how Harley's service manual wants you to measure the depth. And then as far as the torque sequence, we do the top bolt and then the bottom bolt at the mid fork clamp, and then we do the top bolt last, and that's both 14 to 18 foot-pounds. Good. And then last but not least, go all the way up. All right, now that this fork is back in and torqued to spec, I can work on getting the other fork out and dropping that cartridge in. I'm gonna turn the forks back so you can get the fork out. And now we got the fork out. So because of this big gaping hole and not having a Allen wrench nearly that big, we rigged something up. You may be laughing, you might be calling me names, but it's only stupid if it doesn't work. We should put a towel on it now.
Yeah. I don't really want to wear it. As much fun as it is.
So we just have a towel over the top just so when it springs back, it's like Russian roulette any second. And there it is. Gets you every time. And then just like before, we can pull the stock spacer out. And then as you can see inside there, we just have the spring and then the spacer up top. So I'm gonna put the camera down because this is very messy and my hands get dirty and I don't wanna get it all over the camera. All right, so we just kind of went ahead and just threw the cartridge in right away because that was really simple. It was just a matter of throwing the negative spring in the bottom of the cartridge, dropping that in, just adding the 450 milliliters of fluid after you install the bottom Allen screw again, and then just tightening up. And then we are here to work on aligning it back up and tighten those 3 pinch clamps, and then we can start putting the bike back together. So let me put you guys down while we get this lined up and retorque. So now we got the fork realigned up, torque the top, good, bottom, and then the very top. All right, so the top is torqued as well as both of those. So at this point, all we have to do is just reverse assemble the front end with the fender, wheel, and calipers. And then we can get the bike off the lift, put the gauge cluster back on, and then take the bike for a ride and test it out. Retorque the front axle nut to 70 to 75 foot-pounds, and then torque the front pinch clamp 18 to 22. Now we can reinstall the brake caliper and torque that down to 28 to 38 foot-pounds. Repeat the process for the other side. And then check it 28 to 38 foot-pounds. Alright, and now the only thing that is left, reinstall the fender. Alright, front fender, torque it to 16 to 20 foot-pounds. So we can fucking have a good old time out there. Alright, so all the fender bolts are torqued. Like I said, they were between 16 and 20. So right now I'm just gonna clean everything up and then get the bike off the lift and we'll regroup. Alright, so the Road Glide is all put back together. Got my gauges in. Got everything on, everything is torqued. The only thing that is left to do is ride the bike. So that is the Fox Grip Performance front cartridge install on a 2021 Harley Davidson Road Glide. So if you made it this far in the video, make sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so that way you guys get notified when I post new videos like this one. Be sure to leave a comment down below if you run this setup, or if you're interested in this setup, ask me how I like it, because chances are by the time this video goes live, I'll have ridden it several times so I can give you kind of my thoughts on it. But make sure to ride safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.